Hello, all of my lovely community. If you are watching on the live, can you give me a hello or a thumbs up or an emoji to let me know that this is working? Because apparently they've been a little bit funny of late. So let's hope that we don't drop out. So I'll just wait another couple of minutes until everyone gets on. Hi, Amy. Can you give me a wave? Hi, Karen. Give me a wave or a emoji, thumbs up, whatever it is so you can hear me. I know you can hear me and you can see me well. Thanks, Karen. Awesome. We are about to start our part 2 of lifting the lid on women's health and hormones today after last week's amazing. Hi, Carmen. After last week's very, very amazing part 1 that we did that ran way over time. And it might... Amy, you can't hear me. Okay, I'll turn this up. Just try logging out, Amy, and logging back in again. Can everyone else hear me? If you can, just give me a thumbs up to say you can hear me. That would be amazing. Yep, Helena, you can hear me, beautiful. Or just pop a comment on there. Hi, Kate, if you can pop a comment on there or just give me a thumbs up to say that, hey, you can hear me and see me fine. Thanks, Karen. Amy, just go out and go back in again and just see. It might be just something to do with your, on your end. All right, how we're all going? Are we good? How's everyone going in isolation at the moment? I hope you are all well. Hey, Lise. All right, let's get started. So today is all about part 2, lifting the lids on women's health and hormones. So just to give you an overview of who I am and what I do, because we have had some lovely new people join our community. A big welcome to you all. I will get to formally welcoming you in the next few days. So just hold out for that and make sure that you participate and let us know something about you. It doesn't have to be anything about fitness or health. It can just be something about you. We are big dog and cat lovers in this group. So if you've got a photo of your dog and cat, that would be very much appreciated. All right. So I help women step off the sidelines of life and find their mind-body connection so they can live well. I'm a qualified movement coach and a core and pelvic floor safe exercise coach, and I am also a female health and performance coach. Also present and publish articles on female health and work with women all across the world of all different ages. But mostly, my women are 40 and above, going into that transitional time of their life. So, what I am not, though, is a medical doctor. And before we start, if there is a question that you have that it is not within my scope to answer, then I will refer you on to go and get some medical advice. And like anything in here that we talk about, it is always best to consult your medical professional before going ahead with anything, just making sure that you are safe and sound. And I always recommend to each of my clients, and I will recommend to you today as well, is please at least once a year go to a good doctor, get your cholesterol checked, your blood pressure checked, go and get your vitamin D levels checked, and all of those things that you need to get checked, your glucose levels checked, and every second year you can, if you're between 40 and 50, you can go and have a breast screen in Australia. And then over 50, it's once every year, I think. And then make sure that you go and have your cervical screenings as well, which is now once every 5 years, which is a little bit less invasive. I quite like that. All right. So last week we covered heaps and heaps of ground, and if you watched the replay, well, then you will know that. We spoke about periods, we spoke about perimenopause, we spoke about menopausal transition, we spoke about hot flushes, feeling bloated, itchy skin, food intolerances, and a whole lot more. There were heaps of questions that came through on that one, so thank you everyone that was on the live, and thank you to everyone that actually brought in those questions for me too, because that really helps me with the content, making sure that I know that the content that I'm giving you is the content that you are actually wanting. So that brings me to my next thing. If you have a question, please pop it below and I will do my best to answer it today. However, if it is a question that is a little bit more personal, then you are welcome to send me a message through my Instagram, my Facebook, or just send me an email, and I will do my best to answer you that way as well. This will be recorded today, and it will be available in the group until Friday, where I will take it down after then. So please make sure that you do watch it before Friday if you are not able to make this live. All right. So first of all, brain fog. So you might find that once you hit 40-ish, leading into 50-ish, that you forget where you parked the car at the shops, or you go walk in a room and go, why was I going in here? You can also find that this happens at different periods of your life younger than 40 as well. And there is a main reason why this can happen. And it all comes down to estrogen decline. Now, this is saying that there is nothing else significantly wrong with you, of course. So estrogen decline can change the way our brain functions. Therefore, it can make us do silly things and think, or have a little bit of mild memory loss of like, where did I park the car, or where are those keys? I can't find them. All those sorts of things. So it comes down to your estrogen decline. You need to go and get checked by your doctor to see where your estrogen levels are at, because there is help available if your estrogen stores are depleted and you are having significant symptoms. So just really keep a check on that, especially women over 40, 45, as we start to begin that transition through perimenopause. So what can you do to help yourself with this mild memory decline? Well, there are quite a few different things that you can do. One is, of course, all of those things like crosswords and Sudoku, playing games. If you've got kids, you might like to hide items throughout your house and then try and remember where those items are. So there was a game that I saw someone playing the other day, which I thought was really cool. So you get, say, 10 napkins, and you write the number 1 to 10 on the napkins, and then you hide those napkins in certain spots, and then you have to remember the number that was written on the napkin and where it was in the house. So that's a game that you could possibly play. It gives you a little bit of movement as well. The other thing as well is exercise. Obviously, it brings oxygen in and blood flow into the body and to the brain. That can help with that. This is all consistent, ongoing stuff that you can do. If you've got a question on brain fog, let me know. I am here to answer them. Otherwise, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that we are still live and that you can still hear me. Whoever is there, just give me a like, thumbs up, or a hello in the comments. Up to you. Okay, so the other way that I like to make sure that my clients are getting enough of that, thank you, whoever sent those through, thank you, is that we use movement as a way to remember patterns. So for instance, if you think about boxing, there's lots of different patterns that you can do within that boxing. So left, right, upper, left, right kick, for instance. So these are helping your cognition. So they're helping you really use that brain and use the body at the same time. So this is something that I really love the study of, and I make sure that I get through all of my clients in our classes or in our one-on-one sessions, that they have some sort of memory game that they can play with the way they move their body. Okay, if we don't have any questions on brain fog, so basically it is just estrogen decline that can cause a little bit of brain fog, bit of fuzziness, or mild memory loss. But of course, if there's any issues, then please see your doctor. Okay, so we're going to move on to exercising over 40, which is a big one. It's a big subject, this one. So our bodies have changed, obviously. We've gotten older. We may not want to, or we don't feel like we can cope with maybe what we used to do. So just from my own personal perspective, up until about 41, 42, I could do some really high intensity exercise most days of the week, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And although it depleted me, I felt like I was coping with it okay. But that all changed around about 42, 43-ish, and I no longer want to do that really high intensity exercise for a long period of time. So I find myself overheating, for one. I find myself panicking and getting overwhelmed, for two. If it's too much, I just feel like it's too hard for me to handle. And I just feel like my body doesn't cope with it. So my muscles and my bones don't cope with it very well. And so these things are because my hormones are changing and my body is telling me to slow the hell down, basically, and to not do those things. So you've really got to tune in and listen to what your body is telling you. And each day can be very different, and each month can be very different depending on if you're getting a cycle, if you're not getting a cycle, if your estrogen stores are low. It depends on a lot of different things. So the main takeaway here is tune to your body and listen to what it is telling you. So what you did 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, you may not be able to do now, or want to, or have the inclination to do that now. And that is perfectly okay for you. So if I know that I have to instruct a class, I quite often do. Each week I have to instruct classes, and I know that I'm going to be moving my body. I make sure that I'm in a well-ventilated area, or I have air conditioning on, because I find that if I overheat too much, it's just too hard for me to get my core body temperature back down. I really struggle with that. It might be something that you struggle with as well if you are heading into your perimenopausal time. So just think about how your body is reacting to the exercise that you are giving it. So one of the other biggest things that I did was I've cut my workouts down from a 45-minute workout to an hour workout I would used to do, to roughly between 20 and 30 minutes now. So I've brought them right back, and I am very smart now about what sort of exercises I will do. So using lots and lots of mobility exercises to warm up is really, really important. These are gentle exercises that prime the muscles and prime the tissue to be able to move in a good way and a more expansive way than they would if I had just gone straight into the workout. So it's really important that you use mobility and lengthening exercises to prime your muscles, your joints, and your tissue, to let it know that you're going to move in certain ways. So you want a workout that is a little bit huffy-puffy, but not overly exertive. And if you come away from a workout feeling like you are completely depleted, then that workout was too hard for you. So you shouldn't come away feeling like you need to go and have a nap. You should come away feeling like you have more energy, that your mood is better, and that you feel freer in your body. So your body should feel much freer. Remember, pop a comment below or let me know if you've got a question on any of this. Just stop me at any time. Okay, let me have a look at my notes. So there are some definite biological differences between people in their 20s and their 40s and their 50s. And there's a whole heap of differences then between people in their 50s through to their 80s. We just need to recognize and respond the way that our bodies want to respond to where we are and what we're doing. And each day is very different. This also doesn't mean that you need to stop doing high intensity workouts and if you're a 50-year-old woman and really enjoy them. It doesn't mean that, because again, we're all unique and we're all different. And so what works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. So always hold that in your thoughts with anything that you are doing, especially when it comes to women's health. Okay. Before each workout, I have a checklist that I ask myself, and you're going to think this is way too long, but bear with me on this one. So how does my energy feel? How do my muscles feel today? Am I tight or sore from other workouts that I've done during the week? Or maybe I didn't sleep well and my pillow annoyed me and now I've got a neck pain. How can I work around that? And where am I in my cycle? So if you're still getting a period, where are you in your cycle? So that's a really important one, and I go through that much more in depth in my program with my clients on that one. So another two big ones are, hi Vonnie, are you well fed? So have you fed yourself enough today? And have I had enough water today? So water, hydration, primes the tissue, primes your body and your joints to get ready for a workout. So if you're dehydrated, you're actually going to cause yourself more harm than good going into that workout. Okay, so I know it's a long list, big, long, boring list. And why do you need to ask yourself these questions? Well, you need to ask yourself these questions because you matter, is one. And those questions matter to you, is number two. So the list of questions that you can ask yourself before you go in, those questions that we just talked about, can be the difference between a really good workout or a really crappy workout, and you walk feeling absolutely depleted and horrific from it, which is not what we want. So if you are tired or stressed or hormonal, so wherever you are in your cycle, consider doing a shorter and lower intensity workout, especially if you're coming into your cycle where you're about to bleed. If for people that still bleed, then that is the time to deload and do something a little bit more lower intensity if you are feeling like your energy is depleted, or if you've had a really big day at work or you're highly stressed, then please don't go and do a high intensity workout because it generally will make you feel worse off. If you're sore and stiff from previous workouts, then consider working different muscles to the ones that are sore and stiff, changing your session up, incorporating more mobility and more stretching. If you have a lack of food or water, well, it's really not an ideal situation going into a workout when you haven't fed yourself right and you haven't hydrated enough. Consider waiting until you've eaten and had some water, because you'll only end up feeling really nauseated, and of course your energy stores are going to be really as well. Where else are we at? And maybe you're just bored and you feel like a change of workout. Maybe you just don't want to do that workout. Well, go and do something else. Now, one of my favorite things to do is when I really don't want to do a set workout that I have planned for myself is I just go and play. So grab a ball, chuck it against a wall, do some balance work, get the kids and play a game of kick the ball around, or go and pick up a tennis ball, some tennis rackets, throw them around. You know what I mean. Play tennis. Don't throw the tennis rackets around unless you want to. It's up to you. All of those sorts of things. Just go and do something different. Get out of your comfort zone and go and do something different, because it'll make you feel heaps better and makes you feel like you've actually moved your body and you've done something. Where are we? So exercise for midlife has so many amazing benefits, and exercise overall in your body has, for anybody, any age, has so many amazing benefits. If you've got a question, let me know on any of the content that we have just gone through. And if you can't hear me, let me know, because I need to know, because this thing may drop out because it's been doing that a bit. It hasn't done it today though, but it did do a little bit last week. Okay, so exercise for midlife has how many benefits? Heaps of different benefits. It improves your mood, can improve your sleep. It improves your libido. It wards off aging illnesses like osteoporosis, can help with brain fog like we just talked about, and it can also help regulate your hormones. So that's a really important reason. They're all very important reasons as to why you need to exercise. And you don't have to exercise crazily. You know, you can start off really, really slowly. And like most of the clients that I see, we do start off really slowly because they may have had a prolonged period of time where they haven't exercised. So we need to build up their muscles and build up their body awareness and their mind-body connection. And then we also, you know, there are times when sometimes our clients aren't really feeling it and they're really tired, but they've still turned up for their session. So we change that session around and make it more about a gentle session than anything else. It really just depends on the day and on the person. So we need to work smart, not hard, especially as we age and head up into the third age years. Warming up and mobility work is very, very important, as I keep raving on about. I know you're probably sick of hearing me talk about it. Cooling down and stretching, which is another one, is also highly important, as it gives back to your body and makes you feel better, irons out any knots that might be there, and gets you ready for your next session. A diet high in fiber, colourful fruit and veggies and water, as I keep talking about, is also important in maintaining overall performance. And strength training twice per week, if possible, at least, is also important for bone density, muscle strength, balance, coordination, and obviously for your joint health. So there was a recent study that was conducted on high interval training for menopausal women, which was really, really interesting. So I've got some thoughts on this for and some thoughts against it. So I'm going to go through it with you. If you've got comments, just pop them down below or give me a like or a love so I know that everyone is still here and can hear me and see me, so I'm not just talking into nothingness. So this high interval intensity training is something that they have been studying, and we haven't got the full evidence yet to say yay or nay. I think that, personally, I think that it is a good thing to do, however, in small bursts, and I'll explain that a little bit further on. So They are saying that the benefits of this type of training for menopausal women were vast, including better cardiovascular output, better cardiovascular heart health, better outcomes with osteoporosis, stabilizes their moods better, and helps obviously to regulate their hormones. But there are a few stipulations that I personally would place on this. So making sure that the woman that is going to perform the high interval intensity training has no medical condition, so she has no other medical condition, is otherwise fit and healthy and sleeps well, so doesn't have insomnia, eats a well-rounded, balanced diet and hydrates well, so gets enough food and in a balanced way with lots of different foods, and hydrates her body well and has minimal stress in her life. Now, the reason why I would advise against a woman doing HIIT training is if she is, say she's 50 years old, she's in a highly stressful job, she doesn't have time to eat well during the week, she doesn't have time to drink water, she runs on coffee and a quick scone or whatever she can grab along the way, and that she has other lifestyle factors that may come into it as well. So, and medical conditions as well. So someone that would fit that criteria, I would never ever give them high interval intensity training because it's just too much for them. So you would scale that right back for anyone that fits into that sort of person. It would be too much on her body. It would put too much pressure on her body, her organs, her joints and her mind, and it would actually be more detrimental to her health. So for someone like that, I would prescribe slower movements. I would prescribe more mobility and lengthening and flexibility stuff than doing really fast interval training. Any questions? Let me know. So the advice was to do between 8 and 15 minutes of high interval intensity training twice a week, only twice a week, in and around your other exercise routine. So you might do strength training another day, you might just walk another day, you might do yoga another day. And so fitting only 2 of those in a week, no more, was a good way for a woman to reap the benefits. So an example of HIIT training would be something like doing, say, 4 exercises, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off for approximately 10 minutes. So if you have any questions on that one, because it is quite a significant one. If you have any questions on that, or you're worried that you would like to try that, but you're a bit concerned about whether you fit into the guidelines, then just pop a comment or let me know after the live and we can talk through it. So I guess all of what we've learnt today is open for interpretation. So your body is unique, my body is unique, and we are all very, very different. And there's so many different factors in looking at your hydration, your stress levels, your sleep, your exercise, your medical conditions, prescription medications, all of those sorts of things come into play. So it is really important to get a good grasp on what will work for you, and then obviously test it, measure it. Did it work? Did it not? Remember, most importantly though, it is your body and you are the one that knows it best. So invest in the time to find out more about it, about your body, and find out more about the transitions that you're going to go through in your life, especially if you're a woman over 40. Awareness is the absolute key with this. So body awareness, mind awareness, connection between your body. There's no magic bullet and there is no quick fix. And there is also not one way, as we have already covered. We're all unique and individual. Okay, does anyone have any questions before I move on? I'm going to wrap this up soon. The replay will be available, so you can watch it at your leisure, because I know it is a little bit early for some people still at work. Okay, all right, so I have an offer for you guys. I am finally opening up my course at the end of this week, The Modern Woman's Guide to Midlife. So this is a course that I have put an absolute major labor of love into, and I've been a real perfectionist with, hence why I haven't opened it up. Before this, I have been working on getting this right and ready for you. So it focuses on you taking control of your health and hormones through the transitional time of your midlife, and it will help you understand your body best and help you guide you and help give you the support that you need moving forward. So you're looking at things like understanding your body better, knowing where to find the support, so a good women's health doctor, know how to support yourself at the same time as if you're under a doctor as well, understand the transitions from perimenopause right through to menopause and beyond, help you break down stress and anxiety and how to help yourself through those things, understanding what to look out for as you age and how you can help yourself, the basics of nutrition, the function of the core and the pelvic floor, which I know is a huge one for many of you, and identifying if you have an issue or a prolapse, where to get help, how to move forward from that, all of those sorts of things. There's also movement sessions in there that help with cognitive decline. There's movement sessions in there that are fun and all prescribed around the midlife woman. So we also have a private Facebook group specifically to help and support you with midlife and beyond, and also with extra learnings. I'm going to be popping in there a lot. So I have a couple of spots open if for that particular program. If you would like to find more out about this big labor of love, then let me know by popping a comment below or just contacting me through any of my social channels, or email rochelle@meactive.com.au. They're opening up to only my community, so only my Facebook community and my email community, with certain bonuses that won't be seen to the public. So this will end, I think, in 2 weeks, and then I will be opening it up to the public after that. So if you want to get in on this special time, we've got a bonus, the foundations of the core and pelvic floor, and the body acceptance project as part of that. And then there's also a 30-minute group coaching session that I am offering to everyone that comes in as well. So let me know if you would like it. Have you got any questions before we close off, people? Okay, again, don't stress if you miss it. That's all right. Just pop a question below and I will do my best to answer you. Okay, have a great week. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.